Hello Internet, I hope you're doing well. I'm here today to describe to you our new coffee release this week, which is a washed, mixed cultivar, organically grown, regional coffee from Peru. I'll describe the roast approach, its flavor in the cup, its aromatic profile, and some suggestions on how to brew. If you're new here, my name's James. I run a coffee roasting company called The Blending Room based in Hull. We've been going for 15 years now, and every week I release a new coffee and stand here in the internet describing it to you. Now to the roast approach. I've done 3 12-kilo batches on the Loring S15 Falcon, which happens to have turned 6 months old this month. I can't quite believe it. I'm a long way off from considering myself a professional at it, but by golly is the coffee tasting good. Anyway, that aside, how did I approach the heat application for these roasts? Well, Peruvian coffees are grown at relatively high altitude, so 1800 meters and above. They are naturally a small, dense beans which release moisture in a very particular way. And the fact that this is a mixed cultivar, so more than 2 cultivars within its composition, meant that what I really wanted to do is have a very even heat application throughout the early phases of the roast. I then wanted to, as per my normal Omni style roasting, finish the roast with 1:30 and 1:35 seconds of development time to allow a good balance of flavor in the cup. I want some brightness, I want some fruit characteristics, but I also want texture. I also want it to be soluble for most people, and especially in the hard water area that we reside here in Hull. So, as you will see, all 3 roasts follow a very similar heat application. We're talking 85% gas for a period of time, tapering away when we're about 10 degrees Celsius away from first crack, so that that thermal momentum is under control as we go into first crack, when that 1:35 development time, which is where I feel like my sort of my nuanced balance is for most of the coffees that I'm roasting at the minute. It's also, as I progress with increasing solubility of the coffees that I'm working with, and each time I work with a coffee at the minute, it tends to be a new instance on the roaster because, like I said, I've only got 6 months worth of roasting under my belt. So how does it taste? Well, first, what we'll do is we'll just dig our nose in to have a snapshot of the aroma profile, which in this case gives me a caramel and nut character on the nose. So let's have a taste and see if that transfers into the cup, which it absolutely does. There's also a tickle of orange acidity, but only a tickle. It's very well balanced. It's pillowy soft in the mouth. There's a touch of syrupiness, and that nut and chocolate are there on the background. It is what I would describe to be beautifully uncomplicated. And I don't mean that as a detractor to the coffee. I mean that in its prevalence of balance. So how can we brew? Well, because there is a lovely balance of flavor in that acidity, texture, and finish, I would strongly recommend that this would be one of those wonderfully versatile coffees suitable for all methods of brewing. So whether or not you're into AeroPress, or you like a traditional stovetop, or let's say that you're an espresso person and you like to pair it with milk, or you're like me and you like filter coffee or a Sunday morning cafetiere, I think this coffee would be a great representation in all of those methods of brewing, and pretty much anything else you can throw at it as well. It is uncomplicated. It doesn't deliver lots of flighty top notes, and nor does it deliver a very bright acidity. And as a consequence of that, it is incredibly moreish and very comfortable. I love coffees like this. These are really quaffable coffees, coffees that you can just drink all day long in any method of brewing. To recap, this is a washed, mixed cultivar, organically grown, regional coffee from Peru that is beautifully uncomplicated in its flavor presentation, and as a consequence of that will be suitable for all methods of brewing. As always, I hope you enjoy the coffee. Have a great week.